Hey yo, welcome back to the Singapore Grand Prix after a long break due to Russia being out of the calendar. But anyway, here we are in this amazing racetrack that is going to be a night race and what could possibly be the first rainy night race, but we will talk about that later. As you can see, we are back at the scenario where a team cheated. One of the drivers crashed on purpose so the other driver could win. They caught them cheating and still the driver and the team kept the win. This must be the only sport where this is allowed, but anyway, I don't know. Who am I to judge, right? Where we can see some upgrades on the car, like Alpha Tauri making a Ferrari kind of front wing, McLaren copying kind of the Red Bull side pod. But anyway, some quick news for yourselves. Albon is ready to race, has been declared fit, he's doing well, he has been doing some karting, and he feels completely fine to take his seat back. So Nick De Vries will not have a second chance. Pierre Gasly is expecting news about his future in the next 2 to 3 weeks, where everything will be clarified, may, whatever you want. Everybody knows that there are negotiations going on, but his future does not only depend on Alpine giving him a contract, but also depends on Alpha Tauri or Red Bull finding a driver that will sit in Gasly's Alpha Tauri seat for next season, right? So, the race. What should we expect for the weekend? As I mentioned, it might be a rainy weekend. We have a 40% chance on Friday, but it's expected to be on dry. But qualifying and race might actually see some rain falling down on the night of Singapore. It would be the first time where we will have rainy conditions in the night races, so it's unclear if the lights or whatever might affect somehow to the vision. I'm actually kind of excited to see if it rains, what's going to happen in the night conditions. So what tires do we have? C3, C4, C5, which is the softest tire expected for a racetrack that is urban, right? Street racetrack. And you can see here you have the traction, the braking, which is 5. It's kind of tough. Lateral, not many. As you can see, it's kind of a stop and go. Not many high-speed corners, except for none of them. Track evolution 4. Well, yes, it's a street racetrack, and only F1 has a race, so you don't have F2 or F3, so nothing to race there. Asphalt grip very low, as you can see. Asphalt abrasion, it's a street racetrack, so not so much. And downforce, you will require all that you can, even though it's kind of a high-speed racetrack. So the prediction. Long time I didn't do this, so let's see what's gonna happen. I think the pole position will be for Charles Leclerc. In theory, to 1 lap, he's the fastest driver, as we saw all along the season. But what do we expect for the race? Well, Ferrari are not doing very well lately. Sorry, not quiz time yet. There you go. So we have Max Verstappen winning. The Red Bull is the strongest car under his ass, I'm guessing, because Checo Perez is doing really bad lately. And George Russell, oh my god, I am senile already. Anyway, Leclerc, Hamilton, Sainz, I'm expecting to not do such a good race as we have seen lately from his side. So I think the podium will be these 3. Hamilton usually has good races in this racetrack, so let's see. George Russell, which is substituting George Russell in Mercedes, a new up-and-coming driver. And Perez, well, he has the faster car than any other driver on the grid, aside from the other 5, so he's expected to finish in top 6. I think he's not comfortable with the car. The car is more into Max Verstappen's side, so that might be it for him for this season. Fernando Alonso, I think Alpine is kind of strong in this racetrack. It's a racetrack that Alonso usually performs very well, so he is expected to be P7 according to me. And there will be a fight with McLaren, Alpine and McLaren to see who will be the 4th constructors for this season, right? So I think Norris will be there. Gasly perhaps with the new advancements, and noting that in theory the Alpha Tauri goes well in slow corner racetracks. should be somewhere there. Perhaps Tsunoda could be there, Ocon also should be there, and also the Alfa Romeos go well in slow racetracks, so perhaps will be there. I didn't put them because I think that the tendency of the season, right, is that the stronger teams with more economy, better engineers and other stuff should be further in the top 10 rather than having the Haas or the Alfa Romeos. I could be wrong, but anyway, I think this should be more or less how the race finish should look like. Should not be there accidents or whatever. Of course, if it rains, this might change completely, but I will assume that they will not prefer to have a rainy race conditions. So now we can go to the quiz time, which I didn't mention the year on purpose, but which year did Piquet crash into Alonso? Did crash so Alonso could win. It was a race where Alonso made a pit stop and then Nelson Piquet crashed, so everybody else will be benefited by that, and he won the race. So we have 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11. Which one do you think? If you know it, put it in the comments as per usual, and see you after the free practice, qualifying or race, whichever I can do. Enjoy the race and see you.